What if I told you the average American will experience 7 recessions in their lifetime? Yeah, 7 economic roller coasters where your financial security could either plummet faster than my aunt's souffle or stay rock solid depending on one thing: how prepared you are right now. Welcome back to Money Talks with Adia, where today we're not just talking about surviving the next recession. We're planning to absolutely crush it while everyone else panics. Because let's be honest, economic downturns aren't a question of if, they're a question of when. All right, let's talk about the one thing that can make or break you during a recession: your emergency fund. And I'm not talking about that dusty $20 bill you found in your winter coat pocket. I'm talking about a real deal, untouchable stash of cash that can sustain your lifestyle for 6 to 12 months if, God forbid, everything goes sideways. Think of it like this: your emergency fund is your financial fortress. It's the moat around your castle, the steel walls protecting you from the invading hordes of economic uncertainty. When layoffs happen, businesses close, and the market takes a nosedive, your emergency fund is there to catch you. Now I know what you're thinking. Adia, saving 6 to 12 months of expenses sounds impossible. But here's the thing: it doesn't have to happen overnight. Start small. This month, aim to save just 1% of your income. Next month, bump it up to 2%. Before you know it, you'll be comfortably stashing away 10 to 15% without even feeling the pinch. The key is automation, people. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to a dedicated high-yield savings account the day after you get paid. Treat it like a non-negotiable expense, like your rent or your Netflix subscription. You'll be amazed at how quickly it adds up. And please, for the love of all things financially responsible, keep this money boring. This is not the time to get fancy with risky investments or your cousin's guaranteed business venture. We're talking high-yield savings accounts, money market accounts, or even short-term treasury bills. The goal here is safety and liquidity, not chasing returns. Remember, this is your financial safety net. It's the peace of mind knowing that no matter what curveballs life throws your way, you've got this. You're in control, and that, my friends, is priceless. All right, let's talk about the second pillar of recession-proofing your life: your income. Because when the economy takes a hit, the last thing you want is your entire financial existence hanging by a thread. That's why we're going to create a 3-pronged approach to recession-proof your income, starting with skill-proofing your career. Now, some industries are naturally more resilient during recessions. Think healthcare, utilities, cybersecurity, essential consumer goods. Basically, anything people absolutely need, even when times are tough. If your current job falls into one of these categories, awesome. You're already ahead of the game. But if not, don't panic. Now is the time to start thinking about acquiring transferable skills that are in high demand, regardless of the economic climate. Take some online courses, attend industry events, network with people in those fields. The more valuable and versatile your skill set, the more secure your position will be, even in a downturn. Next up, cultivating side income. Listen, I'm not saying you need to become a side hustle guru overnight, but having multiple streams of income is like having an extra set of financial airbags. Even an extra $500 or $1,000 per month can make a world of difference when it comes to covering your expenses, paying down debt, or simply having some breathing room in your budget. Think about your skills, interests, and resources. Could you freelance, consult, sell handmade goods online, or monetize a hobby? The possibilities are endless, and the internet has made it easier than ever to build a profitable side hustle from the comfort of your own home. And finally, negotiate now, not later. If you're currently employed, this is the time to solidify your position and make yourself indispensable. Document your wins, track your accomplishments, and be prepared to showcase your value to your employer. Take on high-visibility projects, volunteer for new responsibilities, and become the go-to person in your department. The goal here is to make it a no-brainer for your employer to keep you on board, even if they're forced to make cuts. Remember, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, and the proactive employee gets the job security. So there you have it, 3 powerful strategies to recession-proof your income. By diversifying your skills, cultivating side income streams, and proactively securing your current position, you'll be in a much stronger position to weather any economic storm. All right, let's talk about investing during a recession. Because here's the thing, when the market crashes and everyone else is running for the hills, that's your time to shine. That's when fortunes are made. if you know what you're doing. See, most people make one massive mistake during recessions. They panic. They see their portfolio dropping, they listen to the doom and gloom in the news, and they sell everything at a loss, locking in their losses and missing out on the rebound. But here's the thing, the stock market is like a roller coaster. It has its ups and downs, but over the long term, it always goes up. And those who buy when everyone else is selling, they're the ones who come out on top. So, how do you invest like a contrarian and profit from a recession? First, keep your regular investments going. Don't stop investing just because the market is down. In fact, this is the perfect time to take advantage of dollar cost averaging. Think of it like this. When the market is down, stocks are on sale. And by continuing to invest regularly, you're buying more shares at lower prices, which will supercharge your returns when the market inevitably recovers. Second, diversify before disaster strikes. If your entire portfolio is in US tech stocks and crypto, you're essentially betting the farm on a single hand of cards. And during a recession, that's a recipe for disaster. Instead, diversify your portfolio across different asset classes, sectors, and geographies. Look into historically recession-resistant sectors like consumer staples, healthcare, utilities, and yes, even some boring bonds. Remember, diversification is your best defense against market volatility. It's about not putting all your eggs in one basket. So even if one area of the market takes a hit, your entire portfolio doesn't go down with it. And finally, keep some dry powder ready. This means having a portion of your investment capital in cash, ready to deploy when the market presents those once-in-a-decade buying opportunities. Now, I'm not talking about timing the market perfectly. Nobody can do that consistently. But by having some cash on hand, you'll be in a position to capitalize on those moments of extreme fear and uncertainty when everyone else is selling their shares for pennies on the dollar. Remember, the greatest transfers of wealth happen not from buying low and selling high, but from buying low when everyone else is selling low and holding on for the long term. All right, let's talk about debt. Because during a recession, not all debt is created equal. Some types of debt can actually work in your favor, while others can quickly spiral out of control. So let's break it down. First and foremost, eliminate high-interest debt. I'm talking about credit card debt, payday loans, anything with those exorbitant interest rates that can quickly snowball into an unmanageable mess. Think of it this way. Every dollar you have in credit card debt at, say, 18% interest is like a negative investment returning minus 18%. You're literally losing money every single day that debt remains unpaid. So, make it your top priority to tackle that high-interest debt as quickly and aggressively as possible. Consider strategies like the debt snowball or debt avalanche method. Explore balanced transfer options and cut back on unnecessary expenses to free up extra cash flow. Next up, refinance while you can. If you're currently holding variable rate debt like an adjustable rate mortgage or a personal loan, now is the time to explore refinancing options and lock in a lower fixed interest rate. Interest rates are cyclical, and with the Federal Reserve's recent rate hikes, it's only a matter of time before those variable rates start to climb even higher. By refinancing now, you can protect yourself from those future rate increases and potentially save thousands of dollars in interest payments over the life of the loan. And finally, leverage good debt. Now, I know what you're thinking. Good debt? Is there such a thing? And the answer is yes, but it depends on the context. For example, a long-term, fixed-rate mortgage on a rental property that generates positive cash flow can actually be a good thing during a recession. Why? Because inflation erodes the value of debt over time. As prices rise, the real value of your mortgage payments decreases, while the value of your asset, the rental property, potentially appreciates. Plus, rental income tends to be more stable than stock dividends or other forms of investment income, providing a consistent stream of cash flow even during economic downturns. The key here is to be strategic and intentional with your debt. Don't be afraid to use debt to your advantage, but make sure it's the right kind of debt. Low interest, fixed rate, and tied to an appreciating asset. If this video helped you think differently about recession preparation, smash that like button to help more people discover these strategies. And I'm genuinely curious, what's your biggest financial concern about the next recession? Drop it in the comments below. For those ready to take immediate action, I've created a free recession-proof checklist you can download through the link in the description. It breaks down everything we covered today into bite-sized weekly tasks. And if you're new here, Join the Money Talks family by hitting subscribe and that notification bell. We talk real money strategies without the financial jargon or get-rich-quick nonsense. Until next time, this is Adia, reminding you that your financial future is too important to leave to chance. Let's prepare now so we can profit later.